right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Well, the heat is back, and so is the humidity. It felt like it was between 95 and 100 this afternoon and evening, and that's what we're going to have to stick around for the next couple of days. When we get a break from the heat, and we'll track our next chance for rain coming up.
Fighting hate with love.
I wanted to do this to call attention to the people that are facing this stuff every day.
The Webster Groves community steps up to help a business targeted in a hate crime. An outage knocks out systems at healthcare facilities in the Metro East. And now patients say they're the ones being left in the dark.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Maxwell. Mike Bush has the night off. We're following a developing story out of Illinois where an entire healthcare system is down due to a cyber attack. The outage at Hospital Sisters Health System started a week ago today. Things are still not yet back to normal. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski spoke with a patient who is just one of many struggling right now. Laura?
Mark, this patient tells me without physically going into one of their hospitals, he's been unable to get his prescriptions refilled for medication he needs to survive, which on the surface might be doable for some, but in reality is a lot harder for others.
This is Brian Wilkerson. He's just one of thousands of patients in Illinois and Wisconsin affected by the Hospital Sisters Health System outage.
I've tried to call this whole past week, and my phone calls are dropped. They ring, the phone will ring 4 or 5 times, and then it just hangs up.
HSHS says all of their communication systems were compromised in what they called a cybersecurity incident. The latest statement came out on Friday.
We're receiving assistance from third-party experts, and we also are working with law enforcement. We have deployed additional security measures to safeguard our systems, and we have not detected any further unauthorized access in our IT environment.
Wilkerson says he takes roughly 13 medications a day and was told because of this outage he had to go to the hospital in person to refill his prescriptions. But he's wheelchair bound, and a trip to the doctor is not an easy task for him or his senior neighbors in rural Illinois.
Drive 35 miles to the doctor, and then 35 miles to the pharmacy, and then 15 miles back home. So yeah, it's not just me. There's several seniors in this area are stuck fighting the same thing with healthcare.
HSHS has 11 offices and hospitals in Illinois affected by this cyber attack. St. Elizabeth's and O'Fallon had to close its convenient care, but said they were still able to treat emergency patients. They haven't said if patient information was compromised or when they'll be back up and running, which Wilkerson is even more worried about.
I just really hope it gets resolved soon. I'm concerned more about my medical records being out there in no man's land now.
Today, the hospital system told us it is working with federal agencies. HSHS says the best place to get updates on the situation is a webpage they set up, hshsupdates.org, and we'll have a link to that on ksdk.com. Mark.
An important story, Laura. Thanks. Labor Day is almost here, but it's a day that's about a lot more than just cookouts, parties, or sales and discounts. The roots of the holiday are to celebrate the labor of workers and unions, of course, especially important this year, with many unions fighting for better work conditions, pay, and protections. Across the country, Hollywood writers and actors have been on strike against streaming companies, and locally, hundreds of local Teamsters were let go after picketing at Yellow Trucking last month. In the last few days, nurses at St. Louis University Hospital voted to authorize a strike if they don't get a new contract. There are some parades planned this Labor Day in the Metro East as well. Granite City has its Tri-City Labor Day Parade tomorrow morning at 10. Belleville's parade also starting at 10, and so does the Wood River East Alton Union Family Parade. And this year, there's no parade in downtown St. Louis. It's been a hot and humid day across the bi-state. Weather First meteorologist Gary Frank has our Labor Day forecast. Gary, what are we in for?
Well, it feels pretty good. About the same as what we had today, but maybe a few pop-up storms around. It's quiet at the moment, and we'll stay that way here into the overnight hours, but temperatures still mild at this time of the night. You know, it's your AC is working a little harder than it's been at 10 o'clock. It's 82. It feels like 85. Our dew point at 69. Those were in the 50s just days ago, where it really felt like an early taste of fall. We've gone the other direction now. And like I mentioned, it's quiet. There is a small disturbance right now in Dallas, and that's what's going to be working its way toward us eventually. It doesn't look like much, right? And I don't really think it's going to do a lot for us overall. This is not a slam dunk rain chance. It's just still muggy overnight. We're going to drop to 75 degrees. Tomorrow, our sunset at 7:29. Overall, it's a nice holiday. I don't want you to cancel any plans because as humidity remains, we'll see small rain chances the next few days. That includes tomorrow as we continue to look at those isolated showers and thunderstorms over the next few days, which parts of your day they may impact, and when we'll finally see a return to the 80s and 60s in the morning.
All right, Gary, thanks. And of course, you can get our Weather First forecast on your phone. All you have to do is text the word weather to 314-425-5355. Tonight, police are investigating hate crimes in Webster Groves. That's after signs showing support for the Black and trans communities were set on fire or stolen. Diamond Palmer talked to one business owner who's fighting back.
This flag has flown for nearly 10 years untouched until this week's hate crimes in Webster Groves.
So I pulled up to work on Tuesday morning and noticed my flag was gone, but as I looked closer, I realized that someone had set it on fire. And then I later learned that my Save Trans Lives sign was stolen from my yard.
Kelly Stork, a therapist in Webster Groves, focuses on gender care. It's a job she's been doing for the last 15 years. Tuesday is when she says she felt anger. But that anger quickly turned to hope when she took to Facebook to make this post. She said, "I see you. You can keep your lighters and your bigotry and misguided power. We have love and truth on our side, and we are absolutely breathtakingly unstoppable." That's when she says 24 people dropped off signs, banners, and artwork to her office. Some reading Black Lives Matter and others reading Love Has No Gender.
I'm a white, cisgender, queer woman. And it was my flag and sign. Okay, it's another Tuesday. I wanted to do this to call attention to the people that are facing this stuff every day.
Stork's business on Big Bend Boulevard is just one of a few targeted in Tuesday's hate crimes. She says Webster Groves Police Department detectives have reached out multiple times about the incident, and they're still investigating. Her hope, though, is simple.
My hope is that these folks leave us alone. And I can sit in my office, and families can bring their kids to me, and I can help take care of them. And people will just leave them alone.
Pushing back against the hate, Stork is ready to take on the larger issues that Black and transgender communities face, even by taking her advocacy to state legislators.
I will show up to the protest. I will leave these flags in my yard forever if I need to.
As police continue their search for suspects, the store owner tells us she is now installing security cameras. Police are investigating a homicide in North St. Louis County. Officers got a call for a shooting just before 1:30 this afternoon on Gladstone Place. They found a man dead inside a home. Police say they believe the victim knew the shooter. No other details have yet been released. Anyone with information, please call Crime Stoppers. You can stay anonymous. That number, 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, about 70,000 people are trapped at the Burning Man Festival in Nevada because of flooding there. Police are now investigating after at least one person died. People at the festival are being told to conserve their water, food, and fuel. Even though they are being told to shelter in place, some are still walking miles through the mud to try and leave.
I have some kids that are home alone that I need to get back to. So I'm actually going to try to make a break for it. They're saying the gates are still closed, but I've got a four-wheel drive car, and I'm going to try to make it out.
Organizers still plan on keeping their tradition of burning the man tonight. Tonight, our Verified team is looking into negotiations on prescription drug prices. Ariane Till explains when some seniors could see those lower costs.
For the first time, Medicare is negotiating the price of prescription medication directly with drug companies.
The landmark negotiating process was authorized as part of the Inflation Reduction Act. And now the White House has announced the first 10 drugs to be negotiated, including type 2 diabetes medications Jardiance and Farxiga. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, Medicare recipients paid $3.4 billion out of pocket for these 10 drugs in 2022.
Many Verified viewers have asked us questions about the drug price negotiations, including when people on Medicare might see a drop in prices.
Some online posts claim any negotiated price changes won't go into effect until 2026. But is that true? Let's verify. According to our sources, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, the first round of price negotiations will take place in 2023 and 2024. And both agencies confirmed that price changes won't go into effect until 2026. So we can verify it's true. Negotiated drug prices for Medicare are set to take effect in 2026. But that is only if negotiations stay on track. Drug makers are suing the government to try to delay or stop the negotiations altogether.
With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
If you'd like clarity on something you saw in the news, you can email verify@ksdk.com.